Okay, so moving on, we looked at cultural defence and cultural transition. And what we need to do then is evaluate those theories a little bit more. So what Bruce is saying is that religion survives because it's a focus for group identity in these situations, these kind of immigration situations where people feel marginalised or they need that connection and that support network. So he's saying it's a focus for group identity. And you can see I've highlighted that there, just here. But he's saying that doesn't disprove secularisation. He's saying it shows that religion is surviving to perform functions. Now, we can criticise this. We can say, but that does disprove secularisation because people are engaging with religion. But Steve Bruce's argument was it doesn't disprove secularisation. It simply tells us that religion is performing certain functions. But when those functions start being performed by other institutions or other parts of society, then the need for religion will still kind of wither away and we'll see that structural differentiation happening. So that's Steve Bruce's kind of somewhat contradictory argument on cultural defence and cultural transition. Okay, so moving, and remember, you can pause this to look at this slide if you want to spend more time making notes, but I will move on. So what the last theory we're looking at is Stark and Bainbridge's religious market theory. Now, religious market theory is interesting because it's sometimes confused with the idea of spiritual shopping or the global cafeteria, but it's not that. It's quite different, actually. So firstly, it is a criticism of secularization theory, and it's another one that says secularization theory is actually Eurocentric. And we've got, whole parts of the world where people are still engaging quite strongly with their religion. And here's what Stark and Bainbridge, what they're saying is that although secularization theory really focuses on the decline of religion in Europe, it doesn't explain the vitality of religion that we are seeing in other areas. But one thing Stark and Bainbridge point out is that they really see religion as constant. They do not see this golden age of religion that some of the secularization theorists make out that we had, that everyone was religious. It was just across the society. It was just what everyone did. There was this blanket religion. So what Stark and Bainbridge are saying, no, there wasn't. It was never like that. But religion is constant, has been constant, and will continue to be constant. And their argument for that is that human nature is that we are naturally religious. However you may feel about that, hearing that now, that's their argument, is we as humans are naturally religious and it meets our needs as humans. Therefore, the demand for religion, it will never go away. It will remain constant. And it's human nature to kind of seek these rewards and avoid costs. And the kind of market bit of this theory is that we seek to find an equilibrium between rewards and possible risks or costs, so that as humans, we always have and we always will make choices by weighing up the benefits. What if I'm not religious? What if I am religious? What does it give me? What if I'm not religious? What am I risking? And then eventually, so it might be that in Victorian times, if you weren't religious, you were risking being ostracized by your community, or you were risking being seen as a disrespectful member of the community. So you may have said, oh, well, I better engage with that community. I better be part of it. I better be a good God-fearing, ideal citizen. But some people might have said, oh, you know what? Maybe I will take the risk. Maybe I won't be part of that community. So there's this kind of weighing up, finding this equilibrium as individuals of how we feel about whether to engage with religion or not. But one of the big takeaways here as well is that Stark and Bainbridge are saying there was not a golden age of religion. So you could just use that golden age bit as a however in a paragraph where you are arguing that people used to be very religious and now they're not. So you're arguing for secularization. You've used all your evidence. Then you come along and you say, however, according to Stark and Bainbridge, there never was that golden age. Or you bring in religious market theory, maybe as a whole paragraph on its own. It's also known as rational choice theory, which I prefer because I think rational choice theory tells us more of what it's actually about. I think it's a better, more fitting title. So rational choice theory, and just a reminder there that Stark and Bainbridge are criticising secularization theory and the secularization thesis, and they're saying it's actually a distorted view of the past. It's kind of nostalgic in some ways. There wasn't this golden age. And also Stark and Bainbridge are saying it is not likely that we're going to see this extrapolation of declining religion and that everyone will be an atheist in the future. They're saying point blank that's not going to happen according to Stark and Bainbridge.